are a parent, grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, and you have little to no experience playing Minecraft. Your child or someone you know wants to play with you, and you want to be able to play without being overwhelmed and lost. Well, my name is Psycho, and I'm here to help you out. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to start a game, teach you a couple of different modes of play, and we're going to teach you how to move around and punch a tree and make your first tools. We're going to do this on easy mode. Don't worry, I'm going to walk you through all of it. I started playing Minecraft back when it came out, and as time passed, adulting took over my free time and slowly quit playing. Later on, when my nephews were about 5 or 6, I got back into it for a little while. And of course, phased out again. Then, my own daughter, when she turned about 5 or 6, wanted to play. And so, here I am. I jumped back into the game and been playing it since. Minecraft constantly changes and it updates over time. A lot can change when you step away and return later. I found it a little overwhelming when I returned. And I imagine someone who has never played can feel very overwhelmed and stressed out when they start to play. As an adult, our young ones look to us for answers, and I know I feel stressed when I can't give them the answers they seek. Well, you've taken step 1. Find a tutorial on YouTube. Step 2 is learning how to play. So first off, there are 2 versions of Minecraft, Java and Bedrock. Java came out first and is only on the PC. Bedrock is the version that's found on Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, iPad, iPhone, Android devices, and it's also found on the PC. So basically, it's everywhere. On PCs, Bedrock is actually called Minecraft for Windows. So I'm assuming because you're looking to play with a little one or whatnot, you are on a console or device playing Bedrock. I'm going to also assume that you have a Minecraft account, or you can jump on your kid's Minecraft account to play along with what we're going to do. You're going to need a Microsoft account to play Minecraft. Comment below if you need any help with that. Okay, let's create a game together and start training. So when you first get in, you're going to see this screen here. Don't worry about the dressing room. We can get lost in that for hours. You have play button and settings. We're not going to worry about the marketplace now either. First thing I want you to do is come to settings. We're going to come to controller. Scroll down to here. Now I am playing on the Xbox. I'm actually playing on my PC, but I'm using an Xbox controller. So with that, I'm going to have all these controls are going to be for my Xbox. But I brought you here so that you can see what that button is for you. If you're on PlayStation, I know the buttons are different. Switches, the buttons can be a little different. But we have a jump button, a drop item. This is the attack. This is to place a block. That's to open the crafting. That's to open the inventory. And don't worry, we'll get into all this later. This is to cycle left, cycle right, the bumpers. Toggle perspective. That's to go from first person to third person and such. Well, I'll show you that. Then you have sneak. Don't worry about fly down and the fly up. Those are for creative mode. You have sprint, which is basically running. Fly up, fly down, that's creative mode. We'll worry about that later. This is emotes. I'm not going to touch on that yet. This is where you open notifications. We have a chat button. There's a strafe left, strafe right, walk backwards, walk forwards. So basically, if you got a controller, you got 2 thumbsticks. One's going to move you around. The other one's going to have you looking in different directions. Don't worry, we will get into those. Now for me, I don't know, maybe for you, I come over to audio, turn my main all the way up. Because I'm doing a YouTube video, turn the music all the way down. I also play with the music off on most of my games anyway, but if you want to play with some music, you can turn it up however loud you want it, or however low you need it. Whatever feels nice for you. You got regular sound, you have background blocks that they make sounds and whatnot, so there's all that. Main thing, I just turn the music down, leave everything else where it's at. So then let's go back to here and let's play. Now we're going to come up to this screen, and as you can see, I have some worlds already up. Your kids might already have them. They got this new interface. Like this will have it in this view. If you click it again, it'll be in this one. But we're not going to be worried about that right now. What we're going to do is come over here and go to Create New World. This is Marketplace stuff. Don't worry about this part. We're going to hit Create New World. And now we're going to name it. Let's call this Adult Tutorial with the Psycho. So we got two different modes, Creative and Survival. Creative gives you access to all the blocks in the game. You can create anything there. It can be a little overwhelming if you've never played before, but it's also a very easy mode. It's very hard to die. I would say it's impossible, but I'm sure somebody will find a way. It's great for practicing builds, you can fly around. The monsters won't attack you. You can have the monsters there. That's basically what creative mode is. Very great for extremely young kids or very, very new players. I hardly ever play in creative. I go for survival, but then you'll notice we have 4 modes here in this little hardcore thing. Don't worry about that. That is advanced. We are going to play in peaceful. No hostile mobs, only some of the neutrals. The hunger bar doesn't deplete, and the health bar replenishes over time. So if you take damage, it'll come back. There is easy, that's where you'll have mobs. But for today, we're just going to do peaceful and take it easy because I'm assuming that you have little to no experience here. Survival is the most popular mode to play. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to the side. You have different bars. We are on general. We're going to go to advanced. You're going to see world seed. Now here, if you just leave it there, it'll pick something random and your world will be something totally different each time. But you can make a specific world if you want to. And that's what we're going to do. I want you to type in with me so that we're all playing on the same world and you can follow along. Go 57089015591759121. You need to pause for a moment, make sure you got that entered in correctly. Go ahead. Okay, now we got that in. We all have that on our world seed. When we hit create, we're all going to have the same world here on all of our systems. We're not going to do the starting map. There's a bonus chest, but we're not going to get into that. I'm going to turn on this button here which says show coordinates so we can explain that. That just kind of gives you X, Y, Z. We're not going to worry about days played and all this other stuff. The rest of this plus stuff, don't worry about it. Maybe if you want to come to multiplayer, you can turn this off if you don't want your kids' friends to join you or something like that. If you want to play alone. Otherwise, you can do that or put it to invited players, whatnot. You can change this later if you want. But there we go. We have all that. And you will be able to change all of this later on in the game, and I'll show you all that. So we have all that. So now we're going to hit create. Okay, so survival is the most popular and it's the main mode of real play. Hostile mobs will not attack us, so we can relax and learn. So normally you start off with nothing. If you look, I've got the buttons down on the side there, just in case you accidentally hit them before it's time. We have Y that opens up our inventory, and then B to exit. X brings up crafting, B to exit. But we'll get into that in a minute. If you look down at the very bottom of your screen, in the middle of your screen, you're going to see some hearts. That's basically your life. Check your hit points. When those go completely out, you die. Next to that, you see they look like meat or drumsticks. That's your hunger bar. When that depletes out, then you start losing health. On peaceful mode, that's not going to go down, but in other modes, it'll go down on its own and you're going to have to eat to recover it. Well, today we're not going to have to worry about eating. Now, when that hunger does go down low too, you won't be able to run. But again, we won't have to worry about hunger today. So here we are in peaceful mode, looking around. It appears we are in what we would call a plains biome. Biomes are what they call the different environments in Minecraft. You got forest up there. We got hills, but when it's wide open like this, it's plains. Now going back to that bar down below, you'll see what's highlighted there. That is the item that you're going to be holding in your hand. And right now we have nothing. But if you hit the bumper, you can go right. And it'll go, if you're on the last one, hit it again, it'll go all the way to the other side. And then you can go left. Now, the right thumbstick on the Xbox controller is what I'm using to look around. I can look up, I can look down, I can look around. And the left thumbstick is what I use to move. Right, left, forward, back, and whatnot. When I turn, whatnot. So, when I just press forward, I'm walking. When I push down on the stick, now I'm running. And in Bedrock, you got that little man in the top left-hand corner. And he kind of shows you what you're doing. Whether you're walking or whether you're running. Well, that's interesting. That's going to be for a later episode. Okay. For me, the A button is jump. It could be different on other controllers. Okay, so now you got that. Walking, running, jumping. You can walk and jump. You can jump up one block. The distance you can jump depends on how fast you're going. And there's tricks to that, but we won't get into that now. But here's water. Here's a nice little thing here. Let's step in the water. You move a little bit slower. We go down again. Now we're underwater. And if you notice, the little bubbles that are above your hunger bar, slowly going away. When those go away, you're going to start taking health damage. In peaceful, your hearts will recover, and it'll take a while before you drown. So now you're like, well, how do I get out? How do I get up? Well, this you're going to have to jump to come to the surface. And when you come up to the surface, your bubbles refill, and then you're good to go. Then you can go swimming again. Well, since we have nothing in our inventory, I want to show you what happens when you die. So, yeah, I'm going to teach you how to die in Minecraft. So let's just come under here and see if we can do this. This might be one of the few ways that you can actually die in peaceful mode. We're going to see if it can happen. I might be able to, because it looks like I get half a heart, but then I take a full heart. We're going to walk you through it so you can see what happens. Just so you'll know. Will it take us all the way? There we go. So we died. And it tells you what. Now you just click respawn. And it'll take you back to wherever you spawned into the world. That's where we're at. There's ways you can change that, but that is for another day. So, at this point, go ahead, pause the video, and run around, get used to the controls, get comfortable with the running, the jumping. One thing to show you, when you're in the water, if you push down to run, if you go under, you actually start swimming. You get in this swimming animation, so you'll go. That's how you go faster in the water. So you're running. You stay on the surface, and you won't run out of air. All right, so if you need to, go ahead, pause it, and get comfortable, and we'll catch up with you when you're back. Okay, now that we have basic movement under control, or under somewhat control, we can start learning more. So now we need to really start playing. The first thing in Minecraft, you'll probably hear, is you're going to punch a tree. So you come up, for me it's the right trigger, where it says mine, and we punch the tree. And we're going to get wood. Now real quick, let's go ahead, punch the rest of this, get the rest of this wood. Because one rule in Minecraft is you don't leave hanging trees. because these leaves will stay here as long as there's a block of wood nearby. So if you can't, so you come up, punch it. All right. And if you notice the position up there in the top left-hand corner, it says 14, 65, 67. That way you can know exactly where I am in the world and which tree I'm punching down. Okay, so we got all the trees. We got all the wood. And you can punch the leaves to break them. And another thing I'm waiting for is when they decay, they will drop stuff. Again, you might get something different than what I do. See as they drift away. Oh, it's an oak tree. So see, I got an apple coming out of mine. You can wait for the leaves under it to drop. Now you also notice too that Minecraft has a daytime and a nighttime cycle. And they last 10 minutes each. So we're in peaceful mode, so we have nothing to worry about at nighttime. But if we weren't in peaceful, it'd be a different story. So you notice I got a stick that dropped. And what I'm hoping for is a sapling. So I'm going to wait a minute, see if a sapling drops.
One eternity later.
Okay. See, we had, hopefully it won't take as long for you as it did for me, but now we have this drop from the tree, and this is a sapling. We can use our inventory to take a look at it. Come down here, oak sapling. What you can do is where that tree was, just hit the L trigger to place. So congratulations, you have planted your first tree, and you have mined wood with your hands. Now, it's time to craft. Two ways we can do this. Open up our inventory. And you come over here. You'll see it says crafting here. And we got 4 blocks. That is because this is our personal crafter, which we can only do items that can be done within 4 blocks or 2 blocks. We're limited in what we can create. Everything in red we cannot create at this moment. If you click this, you have craftable, which will only show you the things that you can craft. This will show you everything that's craftable in the game. So for now, I click it to here. If you're looking for something specific, you have the search bar. If for some reason that this is not shown up on yours, if you hit the right trigger, it'll go away. If you hit the right trigger again, it shows up. Left trigger goes away, left trigger. So one of the trigger buttons can make it show up. So if it's not there, you can have that come back. Your bumpers will cycle you through the different types of stuff. Their little magnifying lens gives you everything. This one only gives you nature, items, and construction. So right now what we want to do is we want to craft oak planks. And there's 2 ways we can do this. In this mode, we can just hit the A button and craft 1. Or we can use 1 block and craft 4. Or we can take this and put it in here, hit the A button, and craft 1. Or get 4 of them. The other thing you can do is come here, and if I hit Y, it'll craft them all, or do a full stack for me. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's get them all into this. And if you want to play around with that, you can. Go ahead and feel free to pause. So you have mined, and now you have crafted. And here's for the pun, or the dad joke. You have now Minecrafted. All right, so that's great. We're limited on what we can do. We can make sticks. We can make a crafting table. We can make an oak button and a pressure plate. Yep. All right, so we're in what we can craft. And you see that's red. That's because we were creating it, but now we've run out. All right, so now what we need to do is make one crafting table. Don't turn them all into it, just make one. All right. Now, let's exit out of our inventory. So the crafting table should be in our primary hand, or should be in that very first spot. So with this, let's come over here and set it down. There's the crafting table. Now, if you hit crafting, you're just going to pull up to this. And that's not what we want. I have a cow. Well, that was rude. Okay, so how do I use it? Well, if I come up to it and I hit the left trigger, now I go to using it. And you notice the same thing pops up again. Only this time, we're dealing with a 3x3 area. So what I wanted you to do is make one thing of sticks, and then you'll see more options show up. So let's make a wooden axe. We're going to need, and then a pickaxe. Then you're going to need to make more sticks. Then we're going to make a shovel. And let's make a hoe. And let's make a boat. All right. Now we can exit out. And if you look down my hotbar in the bottom, it looks kind of messed up. I did not make a sword because right now we don't need a sword, but we'll get into that into another episode. So you made your first set of tools. Let's go up to your inventory. I'm going to put this here, put this up here because we're not going to need those. You can arrange this however you like. I tend to put my sword in there, pickaxe, got the shovel, and then you got the wooden hoe. Wooden tools are the very, very basic. It's what you start off with. You use the hoe to get dirt and sand and gravel. Dirt. This is sand. And this is gravel. And we'll get into what those do later. The pickaxe does stone. But first, let's go ahead, and of the axe, we'll cut down trees, of course. Didn't I? Oh, there it is. So you come over here. The axe will just cut this down a little bit fast. The wooden one's not much better than your fist, but there you go. So let's cut this one down. All right, gather that wood up. This is a birch tree. But you can use the axe. It can also be used as a weapon. And when a sapling falls, I'll replant it. You don't have to, but you can. Now pickaxe, this is stone, so we can use that to get stone. And that will enable us to make stone weapons. And that is coal. You should have it there as well, right here, 464.85. If you go ahead and hit that with that, you get coal. You pick it up. If you look, you'll see the little green bar. That's your experience bars. You'll go up levels as you do things like mining certain ores, killing monsters, and that kind of stuff. So with that done, oh, look, we got a sapling to drop. So let me go put this up in here. If you got a sapling to drop, great. I'll just plant it back down. I'm going to come back over here. Crafting table's made of wood, so you can pick it up with an axe faster. If I use my hand, it's going to take a lot of time. Use the wrong tool, it'll take some time. But if I come over here as well and use it, now you'll see because I have stone, I can get it opens up more things for me to craft. You'll notice down here, I have pieces of what I need for other items. And we'll start getting into those later. If you want to play around with that, you can. It's your world. You can tear it up, do what you want. Oh. Before we go, let me show you two things you can do with, if you'll notice here, I can mine the dirt to pick it up, or if I left click, it creates a path. And if you notice the little green bars down there under your tools, that's called durability. When those run out, the item breaks. So you'll have to make another one. Now with the hoe, what you do with that is you can till, oh, wrong one. Use the left one. So that makes farmland. And we'll get into that later as well. I'll explain how far out you go, all that kind of stuff, and how to get seeds and grow food and all that stuff. So play around, see what you can do. Let me show you one other thing on the D-pad. Remember, if you push up, it changes perspective. Do it once, you go from first person to looking over your back. Again, now you're looking at yourself. So again, my name is Psycho. Thank you for joining me today. Hopefully you learned something. Next episode, we'll get into, well, probably keep it in peaceful mode for a little bit longer. And, well, we got a boat. We're going to take that out too. I'll show you how to work a boat. If you made it this far, go ahead, subscribe so you don't miss the next one in the series. Hit the like button. That helps the YouTube algorithm. Pass this on to other people. There could be other adults out there that want to learn how to play and don't know how. It'll help them see it. And I appreciate your support. And I will see you later. We'll do a quick emote. Push over. And we're going to wave.